All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish podcast with me, Alfie, and Ollie. It's been a minute
with
since
yourself.
with myself.
Yeah,
What's good, Ollie? How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Definitely better after last night.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was a lovely little win, but we will get onto that, I'm sure, soon.
We will.
But yeah, it's been a good weekend and a bit of football, basically.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting, obviously.
Can't complain.
Yeah, no, you guys are playing Wolves tonight, aren't you? So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be another win for you guys.
Fingers crossed.
Move
Yeah.
up the table. What will that do? That'll
I should spice things
Oh,
up
that'd
a
be
bit.
you.
We'll go fifth.
yeah, you'll go fifth, 1 point behind United with 2 games in hand still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what are those games in hand? One's Tottenham.
Yeah. One of them's a Tottenham game. See if I can find them. Liverpool.
Oh, okay. Geez.
So not
Yeah.
exactly easy games in hand.
Easier said than done, but you never know, could happen. Well, we might as well start with you guys. Beating Brentford 2-1.
Yeah.
It's a great result. Obviously, it was 2-1, but obviously they scored like literally the dying embers of the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't
93rd minute.
Too much to be concerned with. Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka picking up the goals. It was what would you say the performance was like overall? Ollie?
I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. We probably could have scored maybe 1 or 2 more. We had quite a lot of chances. We had 24 shots, 8 of them on target, and obviously only 2 of them went in. So I think we probably could have maybe converted a bit more, but I'm not too unhappy with it really. I think we dominated the game throughout the majority. Unlucky to not keep a clean sheet, that would have been nice, but like I say, it was literally dying embers of the game. They got a goal and didn't change the result really, so yeah, can't really complain. Happy with it. Obviously Smith Rowe doing bits for us again, Saka again still doing bits. There are 2 top goal scorers I think at the moment. Smith Rowe is our top goal scorer, so happy with both of them really. 2 young talents that are still got a long way to go, but they're obviously proving their worth at the moment and solidifying their spots in the club, and hopefully we'll keep them for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it'll be quite. I was literally seeing some stuff earlier about the likes of if you don't get Champions League football, will the likes of Saka and Martinelli move on? Which would be quite interesting. I don't think so, because I do think you will get Champions League football this year.
Yeah, I think we will get some sort of European football. I'm not 100% sure of Champions League just yet, but we'll obviously see. I'd like to say Champions League, but who knows really. But I'd like, minimum Europa League. I think we can take this year. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I saw some stuff online that Lacazette was quite maddening in this game.
Really?
Yeah, that he was. He obviously played quite a nice pass through for Smith Rowe, but it was just stuff like passing when he should shoot and shooting when he should pass. Like, you know, these kind of simple things, and obviously not really being a striker. If we're gonna,
well, that's the thing. Arteta's been coming out over the last couple of days and saying that Smith Rowe can play up top on his own, and he's happy to play him there. Obviously, Martinelli wasn't here for this game. He had his 1 game ban. Lucky it was 2 yellow cards within the space of a second, as opposed to just 1 straight red.
Exactly.
So he wasn't here for that game, but still, maybe he can slot in and take his place. If not, I'm now hearing rumours on the grapevine that we're interested in João Felix, which I wouldn't be too upset with, but I know obviously Atletico are just going to want an arm and a leg just to try and recoup some of the money that they've spent on him. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want us to spend too much on getting him, but Atletico are probably going to obviously be like 100 mil minimum. Like,
yeah, I don't. Well, with what he's done in the 2021 season, the 2021-22 season, 17 matches, 3 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, exactly. But he's
not the brightest.
Last year he was a bit better, but I think also last year they didn't have Griezmann, so obviously now Griezmann's come back in. Maybe he's getting less time and stuff, but yeah, looking forward to the game tonight though. Should be good.
Yeah, it should be good. What do you make of the game tonight? What do you think?
Well, like we were discussing earlier in group chat, I think Tomiyasu might be back. He's fully fit again now. So it depends on whether Arteta wants to keep with the squad that he's that played against Brentford.
Cedric played quite well though, no?
Yeah, he did, but then again, it's Brentford, so who knows really.
Very good.
He's very on and off, Cedric. I think he's not very consistent. One game he can be quite good, and the next he's just dreadful. I think Tomiyasu this season anyway has been a lot more consistent, and he sort of helped solidify that back line a bit more. Obviously, between Tierney and Tavares on the other side, it's kind of been. I think they're sort of fairly on a level at the moment, but I think at the moment Tomiyasu is probably better than Suarez, or Cedric Suarez. But yeah, who knows? I'm interested to see what sort of lineup we play. I'm feeling fairly confident, really. Who knows?
Should get the lineup before the end of the podcast, which would be good.
Yeah, it should be in the next sort of 35 minutes ish.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It should be all good. I think you guys will win tonight. I think you seem to have Wolves' number at the moment. Is that the Emirates? It'd be a hard one though, because Wolves are a very feisty team.
Yeah, we got 58% win probability, 25% draw, 17% Wolves win. So
it's interesting. Wolves will jump up into 5th if they get the win as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, both teams will be up for it for sure.
For sure. Yeah, no, it'll be a good game, really. I'm looking forward to it and see what happens with it, really. I think things are... we're sort of plateauing, I think, at the moment for Arsenal. I think we've had high points in this season. We've also had low points. I think we kind of just hit a fairly consistent sort of level at the moment. We're not doing amazingly, but we're also not doing terribly by any means. We're getting the results that we need. We're not having those, as I say, those big jumps between being terrible one game but and then being really good the next. I think we're managing to solidify our place where we are in the league and consistently play at a decent level of football. Yeah,
I think so. You're definitely vastly improved on last season and the season before, to be fair.
For sure.
So that's always good. And then, if you can just add a striker into the mix, that'd be quite handy come summertime.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Maybe if it is a Dominic Calvert-Lewin or, like you said, who was it that you were saying?
João Felix.
João Felix. Hopefully, I'd rather not João Felix if I was an Arsenal.
I'd rather Calvert-Lewin. He's got Premier League experience and we won't have to pay as much as João Felix.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. João Felix is not getting it done in the La Liga, so there's no evidence that he'll get it done in the Premier League.
No, exactly.
I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't be too thrilled at that. It's a typical Arsenal signing. Past years of a name rather than the actual talent on the pitch.
Definitely.
But we'll see. Hopefully they've changed their stripes, but you never know. I guess North London. Well, depending on what happens tonight, North London's had a bit of an up and down week. Because Tottenham obviously had an amazing game against Man City, beating them 3-2. In the dying end, it was a 95th minute scoring the winner after a 92nd minute equaliser penalty from Mahrez, and then going to Turf Moor last night and losing 1-0 to Burnley. With Conte now seemingly gone from saying after the City game it's one of the best teams he's ever coached, to now saying that it's all the players basically, and he looks like I don't know if you've seen it. Basically he doesn't want to be there. He's going to be discussing his future with the club going forward. It's just Spurs being Spurs, isn't it?
I know. It's a nice Spurs thing going.
I mean, he is right though. It is like the coaching changes every year, every fucking couple of years or whatever.
Yeah. And
the players stay the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And they expect to win and expect to get better when they've got absolute dross in their team. Looking at the starting lineup for the, they're pretty much the same. They're literally the same starting lineups for both games, apart from did Lucas Moura start in that game or not? No, it's the same starting teams for both. You still have Hugo Lloris, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Brian Sessegnon, and them lots, and Højbjerg, who's not particularly great. I mean, I just don't get how you move forward with a team like that when you've got nothing really to bring on. The players that they brought on to have an impact in the game are Harry Winks, Bergwijn, and Lucas Moura.
Yeah, they're not really impact players.
Not really. Kulusevski looks decent, and I have to say Bentancur looks decent as well from the two they brought in from Juventus, but they've done absolutely nothing. They've done really nothing. Like Kulusevski obviously put in the an effort against City, but if you're Tottenham, where do you really go from it? If you sack, you're 8th in the league, 39 points. You're looking further and further away from top 4, and more looking down the table now, or just sort of plateauing in that like 8th position. They've only won 1 in their last 5, and they've lost 4 of those otherwise. Where'd you go if you're Tottenham now? You can't sack Conte or let him.
Yeah, exactly. Leave. I think they need to do everything they can to keep Conte. I think because he's a good enough manager, but I think it's just whether he wants to stay and whether he's going to be given the financial side of things to be able to sort of make the moves that he wants to in summer. I think summer will be quite a big point for Tottenham. I think if they're given the money that he wants, they could do quite well. Obviously, they're a more attractive club with Conte there for sure, and I think they do need a big overhaul for some of these players, like you mentioned. I think they get rid of Harry Winks. I don't know why he's there. Like, it's just some of these. Like, they need to do what Arsenal have sort of been doing over the last couple of years and just start getting rid of some of this deadwood. Get rid of it and just bring in some new, more exciting players, some younger players, and like maybe promote some people from their academy or something, like anything, because
they're not even getting played though. They've got on the bench, but they're not even getting on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They need to let some of these youngsters get on the get some minutes as well, and I think that's why you never really hear anything about Tottenham youngsters. Like,
no, not since Harry Kane.
Harry Kane wasn't even a Tottenham youngster, was he? He came from he was at Leicester, and he used to play at Arsenal before, like when he was younger as well.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, was he at Leicester Academy though? I don't know.
I'm not sure if he was Leicester Academy. I'm not sure, but either way, Harry Winks.
No,
maybe.
Youth career he was at you guys, and then he was at Tottenham.
Yeah, fair enough.
Loaned to Leighton Orient, Millwall, Norwich, and Leicester before going on permanently at Tottenham.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, and even he's not old now, but he's not certainly young anymore. He's in his sort of his late 20s now. So he's what, 28, 29?
He is. He's 28. So into the prime of his career, surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Which should be.
Yeah, they need to be bringing in some 19, 20-year-olds to sort of use things up a little bit, make things a little bit more exciting. But you don't really hear that much about the Tottenham sort of youth academy, to be honest. There's not that many. Did Oliver Skip come through the youth academy?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, he's like the latest person I think to have been sort of given some sort of game time, but even he's not.
He's all right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's not
world breaking.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think they just need a bit of an overhaul of some of this dead weight that they've got. Get rid of it and see what Conte can do in the summer, really. But it's just whether Conte makes it to the summer or whether he wants to go or not.
And then, like, to be fair, like talking about like the overhaul, like they do need an overhaul, but it's difficult, right? So out of the starting team that played against Burnley, the only ones I'd be really genuinely interested in keeping is Romero, Bentancur, Son, Kane, and Kulusevski. So then you've got to replace Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Emerson, Ben Davis, Eric Dyer, and Hugo Lloris. And then on the bench, like, I'm sorry, I'm not having any of these boys. Doherty's got to go. Reguilon's probably got to go. Sanchez has definitely got to go. Winks has got to go. Rodon's got to go. Bergeron's got to go. Moura's got to go. And then you've got Brandon Austin and Dane Scarlett make up the last 2 positions on the bench.
Yeah, they're evidently some young kids.
Yeah, an absolute squad overhaul. And when does it get to the point where you stop looking at the players and stop looking at the managers and you start looking at the men upstairs like Daniel Levy, who's evidently not doing the job that he's supposed to be?
Yeah, that Brandon Austin's a goalkeeper as well. He doesn't even play outfield.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there we go. And God knows what he'd be like sticking him in the goal in the Premier League game.
Yeah, I say he's 23 years old, so he's not exactly got much experience. But then again, you see keepers like Ramsdale, who's 23, I think, who's obviously bossing it at the moment. But yeah, I think they've needed to get rid of Lloris for a little while now. Really, he's been past it the last couple of seasons. He's not. He had maybe 3 or 4 years ago, he was still sort of doing quite well, but he just hasn't been the same player for a while now. And I think they need to get rid.
Yeah, the last season I remember him being really good when they won when France won the World Cup in 2018. That's like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
But we've got to stop using that. Oh, he's a World Cup winner, because that was 4 years ago now.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I just think for Tottenham, like they've got Who they got next? We got Leeds away next. You would think that they'll get a win in that, but you just never know, right?
You would have thought that they would have. Obviously, well, we predicted that they were going to lose to City 4 or 5-0 and then absolutely spank Burnley, but they beat City and they lost to Burnley. So, I don't know. They're a weird team at the moment, Tottenham. They're a bit unpredictable.
Very weird team. What do you think for that Leeds game?
Um,
Away at Leeds, obviously Leeds are still without the likes of Bamford and Calvin Phillips, and that is a tough one. They've all just been absolutely spanked.
Yeah, definitely. They were just ran over by Liverpool. So I don't know. They could use that as a bit of momentum and want to obviously get something back, but who knows really? I think Tottenham will probably win it, but maybe not hugely convincingly.
No, I can't imagine that they'll do an absolute job. But you never know; they could absolutely destroy them. This is Tottenham we're talking about.
Yeah.
There just seems to be such a volatile club going either direction at the moment. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I think they're out. I think they're firmly out of the top 4 race now. I just don't see how they're going to, dropping points in games like that. They can't be doing it.
They're only 3 points behind us, and like they've got. Well, after tonight they'll be on level games, but still, it's like I just can't see. Like you said, I can't see them really getting back in. Like no. You can't afford to drop points against Burnley. But then again, they probably weren't expected to get any points against Tottenham, so it's a bit like you gain points one place and you lose them in the other. So you would have thought they would have needed to capitalise on that Burnley game and get the extra couple of points, because they would have been level on points with us right now. And they're on a minus goal difference as well. Bloody hell!
Yeah, Tottenham have never had the best goal difference though. To be fair, like. Yeah. We're on a solid 10. Go on, boys. Nice one. Yeah, I mean, we've got the same goal difference as Tottenham. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Burnley did really well to get the win. They look really good. They've sort of bounced back. What, they're now 2 wins in their 2 out of 2 in their last game, picking up wins against where am I looking?
Brighton. They beat Brighton 3-0.
Brighton 3-0, which is a crazy great result for them.
That's a really good result, yeah.
Yeah, away at Brighton, Weghorst, Brownhill and Aaron Lennon scored an absolute belter. And then obviously, picking up the win against Tottenham with a Ben Mee header.
We found out earlier today that, slightly off topic, but Ben Mee does drag.
Does he?
Yeah, apparently so.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I did not know that.
Yeah, neither.
Didn't know there was a big drag scene in Burnley.
No, apparently so. Ben Mee at the forefront.
In the farmers' land, they're doing all the drag. Fair play to them. Fair play.
Yeah.
But do you think you could, obviously looking at the bottom 3 now, I think it's pretty nailed on. Norwich and Watford are down.
Yeah.
On the 17 and 18 points, and then you've got Burnley, Newcastle. Burnley on 20 and 18, Newcastle with 22, Everton with 22, and Leeds with 23. And we can't really discount Brentford in 14th for 24, who are in awful form at the moment.
They really are.
1 win in their last 10.
Everton are actually so close to the relegation zone. It's unbelievable. I'd love Everton to get relegated.
But they could. I don't think Newcastle will.
No, but Newcastle, they're unbeaten. They're unbeaten in the last 5.
Yeah,
they're doing really well now, but
I don't think Newcastle will get relegated. I'd love it. Don't get me wrong. I also don't particularly think Burnley will get relegated with the way they're currently playing either.
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
I'm more looking up at like the relegation battle right now being between Everton, Leeds, and Brentford.
For sure. Well, only one of them has won a game in the last 5, which was Everton.
Yeah.
But other than that, they've lost the other 4 that they've played. So
they've looked shocking under Lampard. Like apart from like their what was it? They beat They beat Brentford in the FA Cup, right? I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they beat Leeds 3-0.
Lost to who did they just lose to?
Southampton
3-0, and they got beat as well. I don't know, man. I mean, Lampard's come out and said when we go a goal down or whatever, the heads just drop and there's nothing about the team basically to like get behind and revive. So it could be a really dangerous spot. I would love to see Everton get relegated. I think that'd be hilarious.
So would I.
Leeds as well would be quite funny.
Yeah, I'm not as bothered about Leeds.
I'd prefer Leeds to stay up.
I would. love Everton to get relegated just so we can take Calvert-Lewin on dirt cheap.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Richarlison would 100% leave as well.
Oh yeah, they'd lose so many players.
They'd keep the likes of Pickford in that, I reckon, because who really wants to buy Pickford right now?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
he might go abroad, actually.
Yeah, maybe he could do what Joe Hart did and go abroad for a couple of years, go to Italy for a little while.
100%. Yeah, I can see him in La Liga.
Yeah.
Who have they got next? So, obviously, Burnley have got us next. We're at home to Burnley. Hopefully, we can get a good win in that game.
Yeah.
Then I probably think it's going to be a tough one no matter what. But hopefully, at home with our home form, hopefully we should be able to get a win there.
Yeah. Sure. And they've got
It won't
Leicester
be in a
after that.
rainy turf moor, like, do you know what I mean? It'll be at Selhurst Park. Yeah, they got Leicester after that at home, which could be an interesting one. But again, you'd like to think Leicester will get a win in that. Newcastle away at Brentford. That's a huge game.
Yeah.
Tottenham are away at Leeds, like we were just saying. You think Tottenham will win that, but you just never know right now.
Yeah, then they've got Everton the week after that. So.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Everton Everton at home to Man City, which you just don't. I mean, at this point, I know Spurs got the win against City, but at this point, you can't really be like, you can't be entertaining the idea that Everton are going to beat City right now.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Norwich, Southampton. I can't imagine that Norwich are going to beat Southampton either.
Norwich, Southampton have actually had quite a good turn of form recently. They've got
really
unbeaten in the last 4, and they're in solid 10th. So they're only 1 point behind. Well, they're 1 point behind Brighton, who are in 9th. So they're doing really well. Obviously they're 3 points in front of you, and they've got a game in hand as well. But
yeah, they're looking really good, man. They're looking like a really strong team.
They had a bit of a crap start to the season as well. Southampton, they started off
they
quite
either
slowly.
They either seem to have a good start to the season and then fall off, or have a bad start to the season and pick it up. It's never, they can never find consistency in a Southampton team.
Yeah, exactly.
But they look good. I mean, I'd quite happily battle it out for that last top 10 spot. I don't even know last top 10 spot because Brighton pick up a couple losses, Southampton pick up a loss, we pick up a couple wins. We're back up into 9th.
Oh yeah, you're only 4 points behind Brighton, so it's it's not far at all.
We're gonna finish above Brighton again this year. I can feel it.
Well, that's the thing. If Brighton got beat 3-0 by Burnley, so that obviously big help in hand to you guys. Otherwise, they would have extended their.
For that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're at home to Villa, which could go either way at this point. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then they're away at Newcastle. Really tough game. I mean, we're away at Wolves. That's not going to be fucking easy at all. But but you never know. Right. What's it? And Man United. I guess we're talking about Man United.
Might as well.
They're a bit on a drive, a bit of a dire run. Obviously, losing in the I guess we should mention Champions League as well. I forget that the Champions League's been on.
Yeah. I just haven't. But I'm not as interested in the Champions League as I used to be. Since Arsenal left, I'm just like.
I did watch the PSG Real Madrid game, which was quality.
Yeah.
Well, it was decent. It was Real Madrid were very disappointing to watch in that game. They were very defensive, just sat back the entire time. The Liverpool Inter game was really good. I think we spoke about that last time on the podcast.
I think we did. Yeah, we briefly mentioned both games. Yeah.
Watched the Chelsea-Lille match, which my dad was at. I was unfortunately not able to go, but he was at that. It was a really good game. Yeah,
nice.
Had that with some friends. And then I didn't get around to watching the Atletico Madrid game versus Man United, but obviously Man United getting an equaliser quite late on in that game. After I don't know how, because the Man United Leeds game, we sort of had it half on at work. It was a weird one. Like, United were fully in control, and then let 2 quick succession goals in.
Yeah, it was like 24 seconds or something.
Yeah, literally under half a minute, basically, managed to let 2 goals in to get to 2-2, and then Rangnick brings Fred and Elanga on. Elanga misses an absolute sitter.
Yeah.
And then Fred scores a great goal, and Elanga scores a great goal.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. And then he scored a great goal as an equaliser against Atletico Madrid. So
I know he's looking quite promising for them at the moment.
100%.
He's done quite well since he's been getting some more game time. Probably just going to slot straight into that Mason Greenwood void that there is at the moment, and just take the United glory. What's the word? The I can't remember. Well, I can't remember the word I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
the best
Yeah.
spot basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he could be, but then I don't know. Like the team that they started against, Atletico Madrid, they opted for Lindelof at right back over Wan-Bissaka, which is not great.
Okay.
Which they still playing Harry Maguire somehow.
Yeah.
He's been terrible. They opted to bring in Rashford again, who's not exactly been too fantastic when he's been playing this season. I mean, he's not been horrific, but he's not been great.
Yeah, his season didn't start until
Nah.
November, December sort of summer, I think, when he finally got over his surgery he had after the Euros.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
Who knows with that one? But and then Ronaldo still really not playing amazingly well.
Yeah, he had a shocker against thingy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah, against Leeds he was not great against Leeds at all. Bruno seems to be getting better, which is great for Man United. They're going to really need him to be a bit more on the ball. But yeah, I don't know, Man United. Like, where are they right now? They're in fourth. They're somehow in fourth, man.
Oh no.
That's how bad the rest of the league's been, but outside that top three, or maybe even top two now. Chelsea have really dropped off it as well.
Yeah, well, yeah,
they've let the title.
They're only
let the title
4
bounce
points
there.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, United are only 4 points behind Chelsea now. So
Liverpool were just not there. City at top with 63, Liverpool in second with 60. It's going to be very close come the end of the season. But who knows? Like, really, I still fancy City to win it.
So do I.
I just don't. I know they dropped points against Tottenham, but they're not going to do that week in, week out, are they? Let's be realistic.
No, exactly. Pep won't let that happen.
Nah. But they're both obviously all teams still in the Champions League at the moment. I mean, City already basically guaranteed to go through to the next round. They're can't see Sporting Lisbon going to the Etihad and winning 6-0. It'd be incredible if it does happen. Incredible. I'm here for it if it does happen. But I'd actually quite like to see City win it this year. As someone that never has a horse in the Champions League race, I always try and pick an English team to support, obviously.
Yeah.
And when you have choice, I would quite like to see Man City actually bring it back this year and finally get that monkey off their back.
Yeah, for sure.
It would shut up a lot of Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
It would shut up a lot of Liverpool fans. If City do the double and they win the... if they even do the treble, they win the FA Cup,
as well.
the Champions League and the Premier League, that is... Yeah. Liverpool fans can't really say too much.
That's the thing. They should have been going for the quadruple, not the quadruple. What's 4?
Yeah, quadruple.
Oh yeah, I'm always thinking 5's quadruple, but it's
Quintuple.
not. Quintuple, that's it. Yeah, the quadruple with the League Cup, which they normally guaranteed every year, but which they don't have this year.
No, they messed that up.
Exactly.
But I guess Liverpool could win that. That could be their consolation prize, the Carabao Cup. But Palace are winning the FA Cup anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Man United obviously then they only played the one game, didn't they? Oh yeah, they beat Brighton 2-0 earlier in the week. But yeah, that is what it is. But Man United this week they're at home to Watford. I'll be honest, with the way Watford played against us, there's no way United can lose to them. I just can't see it. There's no way. Brighton was so bad. Watford was so bad against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually quite harsh. It was quite hard watching that game because it was against Roy, and I've got love for Roy, but oh my god, they were terrible. There's just nothing about them.
Yeah. Well, they got one goal.
They did, and it was one of them ones where I don't know if you've seen it, but it was one of them. It was from a corner, and it was just one of them ones where Sissoko just beats Butland in the air. It was just quite an unfortunate one.
Fair enough.
But we showed great, unbelievable goal. The Mateta goal was good. It was he's just getting better and better. every time.
He's coming into form at the moment, which is good for you guys.
He's getting better and better every time I see him play. Yeah, for sure. I think scored against the manager that shunned him out of the team.
Yeah, exactly. But I think since you guys have you signed him on a permanent now, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably given him a bit of a confidence boost as well.
Just knowing Vieira loved him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Knowing that he's obviously got the manager's got confidence in him. He wants him there, obviously by signing him on a permanent. So I think he'll be happy. Obviously playing under a French manager as well. I think that's probably going to do quite a lot for his confidence. So yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah. No, for sure. And Wilf with 2 great goals.
Yeah.
Especially the second one. The last one was fantastic. Very reminiscent of his goal against Brentford, just not as hot bins. There's that
Yeah.
one. And then Conor Gallagher scoring an absolute unbelievable goal. Like the cross from Tyreek Mitchell was just fantastic, and he just takes it past the defender, leaves the defender on an island, and he just slams it straight in the top corner. It was a great goal, great finish, and it's just good. Like it's just having Kouyaté back in that defensive midfield. He's so big and so like just awkward to play against. He makes such a difference for us.
Yeah.
And having a right back that can run, and I'm not saying Klein's a great player, but Jesus, to have one that can just run and at least catch up, at least match players for pace has just helped us out dramatically. At least they played really well. It was a
James
shame that he
McArthur
couldn't.
came on as well. Got some minutes.
Jimmy Mack is back. Will Hughes did play fantastically, though, to be fair, in that game. It was just, they brought Jimmy Mack on. And I feel a bit sorry for Edouard because I think he's actually been really good this season. I don't think there's anything against him why he's not been starting. I think just the way we play and Mateta's newfound form and Elise and Zaha becoming undroppable, it's really hard for Edouard to sort of get into the team. Which if you had told me this time last year, Odson Edouard would be having a tough time getting into our team, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the thing. You guys have now gone from one extreme to the other, I think. Or not having enough sort of good players to be able to sort of consistently put out a strong team. Now it's looking like you've got a good problem to have, as people say. You've got, I think, maybe one or too many good players that you can't get everyone on. Obviously, Eze, another one. Obviously, I know he's been coming back from injury, but very slowly coming back from injury. But obviously, he's not exactly getting huge amounts of game time at the moment.
He's not looked bad in his time back, but I just think with that midfield right now, with the way that, like, obviously he's not going to be playing defensive mid, but then with the other two positions, basically his position that he would be playing is where Conor Gallagher's playing right now, and you cannot drop Conor Gallagher.
That's the thing. You can't.
Like, he's been fantastic.
But at least if Conor Gallagher does go back to Chelsea and stays there, or doesn't end up staying at Palace, then at least you can slot Eze in, and it's not exactly like you're putting someone shit in that place. You've still got Eze to put there. But
but I mean, we've been looking. Apparently, we're going in for Edson Alvarez from Ajax, the creative midfielder from Ajax. So we'll see what happens with that. But who knows? I don't know what will happen with that. I mean, obviously, there's been rumours around Newcastle being interested in Eze in the summer for about 45 to 50 million, which is a tough one to take. I just don't know where I sit on that one. It's a hard one because right now, with the way coming back from injury, you don't know what he's going to be like. I probably would take the 50 million if I'm going to be completely honest, and just chuck it at Conor Gallagher basically. See what you can do.
You'd have to, I think.
I mean, you never know what could happen.
Didn't Mark Gay captain the side for you guys as well?
He did. I was going to mention that. Yes, it's his first time captaining the Palace side, which I think I've said on this podcast that he is a future Palace captain before. And it was his first game as the captain, and I mean, he's a great young defender, and just hoping that he gets a shout in that England team come the World Cup. But with the way the English centre backs are playing right now, I don't see why he wouldn't.
Oh yeah, he has to. I think we mentioned this last week. Him and Ben White have got good chances of being picked, and but
I'd like to see Tomori, Gay, and Ben White get put into that team. That's what I'd like to see a lot.
I think if you're going to take. How many do you normally take? Like centre backs, would you say four?
Yeah, but then obviously Max Kilman as well. Like he's been playing really well for Wolves. I know Gareth's been eyeing him as well, so it's tough. Like maybe I don't know. Like, can you really justify playing Stones and Maguire right now if you're going to go on form? And you can't really.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. Gareth, it's not always about form. It's more about form, not just a name and stuff like that. But then he doesn't pick players that are in form. I think we mentioned this last week as well. If Tyrone Mings goes to that World Cup, that's a fucking travesty.
I'll be gutted, mate. I'll be gutted.
It's a fucking travesty. You definitely shouldn't. But
yeah, I don't really want to see Connor Cody on that list either.
No,
I know he went to the Euros and that, but I'd rather see a Gay, Tomori, Ben White, one of these, or Kilman, one of these players get a chance in the team.
Yeah. There was I think before Everton were doing so bloody awful, Godfrey was obviously a name that was being mentioned. Ben Godfrey, but he's had quite a big downward slope recently.
No, he's not even starting for Everton right now.
No.
Was he injured? Because he's not on the bench either, actually.
Potentially, yeah. But I think if the friendlies in are they friendlies in the next? Yeah, they are. The friendlies in the next month will be quite key, I think, just to Gareth testing the waters with some other players. I'd like to see. I assume it will be within the next couple of weeks. We'll find out obviously who's going to be, what team he's selected for these friendlies. I'd like to see Ben White, Gay, a couple of those guys, and Tomori as well. Just get
really like to see Kyle Walker-Peters get a shout as well, or Livramento. Like they've been really solid for Southampton in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Would be quite interesting to see them, but it's tougher with those wing back positions.
Yeah, definitely. I think with obviously where they've got Chilwell's not going to be there, so there might be a bit more of an open position.
Luke Shaw's probably particularly great.
I was about to say Luke Shaw is very much hot and cold at the moment, so can't really 100% rely on him. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'd like to see Livramento go. He's a good young player. I still think maybe he's got another year or so before he'll maybe break into that England squad. But who knows? But it's pretty much nearly a year until the World Cup anyway, because it's not until December. So he's got the best part of 10-11 months.
I think it could be quite surprising with the choices that go, because like you never know. Like another year on, Tyreek Mitchell could get a call up.
Yeah.
Like I said, Kyle Walker-Peters at that left back spot. Is he left back? Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters in that left back spot could definitely get a call up. So yeah, I mean it'd be interesting to see what happens, but you know, I can't see the likes of like, I just don't see how you justify it. Obviously, Chilwell would probably be the starter right now if he's fully fit and flying, because he was playing unbelievably well in the beginning of the season, and Reece James was as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's picked up a little knock, but then how do you start anyone over Trent? Because Trent's been fantastic.
But then there's also Kyle Walker, who's a name that you can't miss off. Trippier's also been doing pretty well since he's been at Newcastle. Another name that it's hard to ignore. Like we said a minute ago, it's a good problem to have, having so many options and stuff. But you just never know what Gareth's going to do, really. You want him to make the right decision, but I don't know, no matter who he picks, there's always going to be people that are going to be pissed off and going to think he's made the wrong decision. So,
of course, there's so many sofa managers out there that just think that they're doing the job. But we did, obviously, Palace did not all amazing double week for us. We did get really unfortunate and not picking up a point against Chelsea at Selhurst Park. Obviously with a Hakim Ziyech late goal. But probably the funniest thing of the entire game was Lukaku. 7 touches over the whole game. The Crystal Palace forward had 8 touches.
In the first half,
yeah, he was terrible. And I have to say, like, I've been seeing so much about this online, about like saying, "Oh, Lukaku this, Lukaku that." I was like, not once have they ever commended the Palace, Gay and Anderson. Not once have they said, "Oh, well, could it not have been something to do with that?" Locking him down. Because I was watching the game, and I tell you what, he was non-existent. There was no opportunity to get the ball to it. Anderson and Gay were on him all game. It was really unfortunate that the goal happened with a slight, I don't know, it was a tough one. It was like, could Klein have not closed Alonso down quicker, and Tyreek Mitchell maybe was just unfortunate that he gave Ziyech a little bit too much room to work with. It was a tough one to take, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think particularly Chelsea played particularly well. I think Christian Pulisic, man, that brother has fallen off a cliff.
Did you see his little celebration?
Oh my god, yeah, he's awful. The gritty or whatever it is.
I don't know what it's called, but just stop.
Yeah, they do it in American football a lot, and it looks really sick when they do it in American football. Not so much when it's a football player on Christian Pulisic. I have to say,
Elanga did it as well the other day.
I think Elanga did it, the other day.
But I think he pulled it off a little bit better, but Christian Pulisic was just awful. Captain America.
I know this won't mean anything to you, Ollie, but when the likes of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who are wide receivers in the NFL, are doing it, it looks fucking sick. Looks fucking sick, right? But when Elanga and Pulisic are doing it, doesn't look too great. I'll be honest with you, especially with the form that both. Well, Pulisic more than Elanga. At least Elanga's been actually playing pretty decently. So, or taking his chances. Pulisic's been absolutely nowhere for the last few months.
Every time I think of Pulisic, I always think of that TV show, that Porn Stars TV show, I sent the link to
Oh
in the
my
group
God,
chat
yeah.
with the signed Pulisic shirt in the frames and everything, and this guy's
Yeah.
giving it the big one about Pulisic.
Like the
Now
Michael Jordan or something, wasn't it? Michael
no, he
Jordan,
said
the
he's
football
been
or something.
compared to Messi and Ronaldo. Like,
Oh
by
yeah,
who?
that's it. It's like, yeah, who's doing that? Americans, basically. Americans that don't know nothing about the game. But
Yeah. God.
but yeah, I mean, looking forward to the week. Oh, but I guess we have to talk about Liverpool. I'm sorry, we have brushed over Liverpool. 9 goals, sorry, scored and 1 conceded in their last 2 games. Was looking a bit shaky there in the first game, the Norwich game. You know, going a goal down to Norwich just after half time.
Yeah.
Was looking okay. Maybe they're going to step up, but no. You know, quick succession. You get the 64th to 67th minute. They go to, you know, Mane, Salah 2-1 up, and then Luis Diaz getting a goal, who was fit seamlessly into this Liverpool team. It's quite scary actually now. Yeah, it's class. With Jota going out with an injury, now you're looking at it like, oh, okay. I mean, it is a big miss because Jota has probably been, aside from Salah, been their best player this season. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that he couldn't do that. He has picked up the injury, but you look there, it doesn't really matter because Diaz has come in and he's been absolutely boss. So fair play to him, Mane, obviously, and then you got the 6-goal thriller. Against Leeds, beating with 2 goals from Salah, 2 goals from Mane, Van Dijk, and Matip. Matip's was like a striker's goal as well.
Come on, Van Dijk, getting me some fantasy points.
Nice. Yeah. And then I had Alisson in goal. That was all I had from that game.
Nice.
But luckily, I had Pateta and Wilf.
Calm.
That did me pretty all right. But it's close. It's right on a fine margin right now with the my game and Jacobs.
I'm playing against average, and obviously this kind of double game week thing is really not helping me because obviously everyone's getting so many more points. So I think there's only 8 points between me and average at the moment, but I've got Saka and Ben White to play again as well tonight. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some decent points from those two.
I'm just having a look at the running. The 10th of April was a huge game. That is the last Man City Liverpool game.
Yeah.
At the Etihad. I'm looking at the run-in because obviously Liverpool are only currently 3 points off City.
Yeah.
On the same amount of games, they're only 3 points off City. They've still got to play West Ham, Arsenal, United, City. They've got the Everton game, and I know Everton haven't been too great, but it's a rivalry, so you never know.
Derby,
yeah. Tottenham and Wolves still to play.
All of those games are in the top 8. Every single one of those teams is in the top 8.
They've still got some tough games, whereas City, who's City still got left to play? So their next game they've still got to play, but it's not. We're not going to count that one because it's not a Merseyside derby. They've still got to play United. They've got United. They've got Liverpool, Wolves. I mean, we did beat them at the Etihad. I mean, who does that? And then West Ham. They've got probably an easier run-in than Liverpool.
Slightly easier, I think.
Slightly easier, but it's on a knife's edge right now. Like, who really the easiest one of that? Oh, the team sheets are out.
Oh, let's have a gander. It's not loaded on my screen yet.
Hold on. Oh yes, no Tomiyasu.
Nice.
Oh, and he's not on the bench as well. So I'm going to get my 8 points from Cresswell off the bench in my fantasy league. Fantastic.
Nice. Saka and Ben White are starting. So just for the listeners, we've got Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Cedric, Ben White, Gabriel, and Tierney as a back 4, Partey and Xhaka, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Martin Odegaard, and Lacazette.
Nice. And for the Wolves, I've got the Wolves. Sorry. Jose Sarr in goal, then Semedo, Kilman, Cody, Stice, and Nori make up the back 5. Neves and Moutinho in the midfield too, obviously, and then Hwang starting, and then you got Jimenez and Podence, obviously, who you would imagine. Yeah. I think who's Hwang's taken?
I'd like to see about the fact that Zach Swanson and Amari Hutchinson are on the bench for Arsenal. Amari Hutchinson's a great little player.
Nice. Oh, I'm very happy that. I'm so happy that
Tomiyasu
ain't playing, bro. Get those 8 points off the bench.
Nice.
So yeah, hopefully that will get me closer to beating Jacob this week. I just got to pray that you guys basically, I just need Arsenal to go mental and have a fucking great game tonight. But that makes me scared. But yeah, just before we go, we'll clean up the rest of the game. So obviously, like we said, we've got this game this week again. Obviously, Arsenal Wolves. We'll get a quick prediction. Now you've seen the team sheets and everything like that. What do you sort of think, prediction, score sheet wise?
Oh, good question. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. I would love to see that. That'd be fantastic.
I'd love to see that as well. Saka getting a goal, or maybe 2.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, for sure. I think Ramsdale's going to be huge in this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Huge, and just hopefully, it's quite funny. Actually, I do really want to watch this now that Martinelli's back. In this game against Wolves, obviously last time out was a bit of a ropey one for him. Hopefully he's learned.
Starting as well, so.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd definitely be interesting. But then, so we got the last sort of games. Southampton Norwich tomorrow. As much as Norwich intrigue me, and they can be a little bit frisky at times, the way Southampton are playing right now, I can't see them.
For sure.
I can't see them letting up. So yeah, I'll go with Southampton win on that. You go back that as well.
Southampton win, yeah.
Leeds Tottenham is interesting, but I just
kind of briefly mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
I think Tottenham should get a win on that game, but
I agree, but you never know. Like, I'm just going to back a Tottenham win because that's what has to happen. If Conte's still the manager, Tottenham win.
I'm going to say Leeds win just because I can't back Tottenham. But
I rate that. I do rate that highly. Brentford Newcastle. I will have to, despite the Trippier injury and the absence of Trippier, Brentford have been so atrocious this last few weeks, and Newcastle on a real high, so I will back Newcastle to get the win there.
I'd agree.
Well, could see a draw actually. To be fair, this could be a 0-0 draw. Like nothing happens in this game.
Yeah, well,
can't look past that.
Trippier's been their goal machine at the moment.
Yeah, and from free kicks, it's like that just doesn't last.
Yeah.
Palace Burnley. I am obviously going to back the Palace here. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 2-1 or 2-0. But as an impartial mind, I'd like to hear from you what you think of that, considering the two form of these teams.
Yeah. It's at Selhurst. I agree with the Palace win. Really,
I think it's going to be really tough. I am.
Yeah,
worried.
I think it'll be a tough game.
Burnley.
I think it'll be. I think it might even only be 1-0.
Yeah.
Because obviously you know what Burnley are like. They play very defensive football.
It'll be draw.
Yeah. No, I reckon Newcastle will get the win.
I hope so, man.
1-0.
1-0. Okay, I'll back it. Villa Brighton at Brighton. Obviously, I would have different feelings about this game, considering Villa's recent run of form. They haven't been very good, but Brighton getting beaten like they got beaten at home to Burnley.
Yeah.
Was like 3-0, and they never really looked like they were going to do anything in that game. I'm going to back Villa for the win. I think Gerrard's team bounces back, and they get like maybe like a 2-0 or a 2-1. Brighton's still really struggling for goals, so it's hard to see them winning any game at the moment.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, Brighton are just a bit off at the moment, really. Everton. Villa to get the win.
Yeah, nice. I'd like that as well. Although Villa will stay below us with a draw, but with a loss. But I want to come up with Brighton more than anything. Man United, Watford. I am backing United. I can't even entertain the idea of Watford doing anything after the horror show that was against us. They just have nothing about them, man. They have a really disappointing team. Like, if you're a Watford fan right now, you just must be so disheartened with how this team is looking. It's been atrocious.
The only good thing about that team at the moment is Emmanuel Dennis.
Yeah, Emmanuel Dennis. Yeah, for sure. Josh King is one of the biggest. Oh no, is it not Josh King? I'm not thinking of Josh King. Andre Gray, he's still there, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a real big pretender for them for the last few years. Josh King is okay. It's mainly Sarr as well who's fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, he had a really good start to the season, but has done not much since then. I think just for the top 4 race, I'd like to see Watford win. But but I think United will probably get the win here.
Yeah, for sure. I'll back United win.
Speaking
City,
of United,
Everton.
To see Pogba looked most disappointed after getting taken off the other day. He was being consoled on the bench, but again, I think Tottenham. I think Pogba is like what I was saying about Tottenham earlier, just a bit of deadwood that they need to get rid of now.
The thing is, he actually looks really good when he plays for them. But I think he's playing. I think he's playing well because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's so relaxed. And he's just out of his own head and all this. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, he's getting shipped off at the end of the year. We all know that.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'd probably end up Madrid. Go to Madrid on free. Madrid will probably end up with Haaland, Mbappe, and Pogba in the summer.
Yeah, and only paying for one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Literally paying for one of them. So yeah, it should be interesting. But I don't know. I think back in United to win that one. Everton City, despite it being at Goodison Park, I think City will run them over. I know we said this about Spurs, but that was a bit of an anomaly. We've got to be honest, and there was a lot of luck played into
as
that.
much as I hate to say it, I think Spurs have got something over Everton at the moment. So
yeah. They've got Harry Kane and Scott.
Yeah, exactly.
And the manager,
and Harry Winks.
Yeah, of course, Harry Winks. But I don't know, man. Like, they've bought these players at Everton, and like when you're in a relegation battle, is really the first name that's on your transfer list Dele Alli?
Yeah, not really.
Where's he shown the fight and the tenaciousness to get better and to improve his team? He hasn't.
No, not at all.
He hasn't. So, yeah, I don't know. And Lampard is, I mean, I'm so happy we didn't get Lampard in that.
Yeah. I think if Everton end up getting relegated, Lampard's probably going to get the sack, and then Lampard just
I don't know if he will, because I think that Championship will be a little happy spot for him.
Well, that's I was about to say. Well, look, I was about to contradict
and he better
myself
hope he don't. He better hope he don't, because I don't see, if he gets sacked from Everton, I don't see how he gets another Premier League job.
Well, that's the thing.
Going.
I was about to contradict
Championship
myself
like
really by saying I reckon he'll get the sack and then end up managing a Championship club. But no, they will be a Championship club, so he'll just stay there.
I kind of get what you mean though, because the Everton Mashiri and like Bill Kenwright, that obviously Mashiri the owner, Kenwright the one of the directors on the board. They are so gun ho and so just do not have a vision for the team.
Yeah.
That he could well get fired, despite being a perfectly good Championship manager potentially.
Yeah.
Although he had a lot of his disposal at Derby and didn't get them promoted, but that's not something we're going to go into right now.
Well, to be fair, it took Brentford quite a while to get relegated. They hit the playoffs 3 times before they got promoted?
That's true. They didn't have Mason Mount and Fikayo Tomori, though.
That's true.
Yeah, but yeah.
They had Ivan Toney.
And yeah, they did have Ivan Toney. And they had Ben Rama, to be fair, so it's not like they haven't had... And Ollie Watkins, which he obviously did end up coming up. Did he come up with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But he left the summer, didn't he? Yeah, to go Villa. Yeah. Chelsea Leicester's been postponed, which is quite a shame.
Yep.
And West Ham Wolves, which I think could be a really good game.
I think that'd be quite an interesting one, really.
But then also, I could see that being a 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah, I think they're kind of on a level at the moment, but it just depends on if Jared Bowen turns up and smashes it out of the park.
Another player that has to go to the World Cup.
For sure.
I think Sterling's got that left down. So I just don't see how Sterling gets that left taken over. But that right spot right now, that right wing spot, I think is just a battle between Saka and Bowen. Like whoever's going to take that starting spot right now, I'd be fine with either. I think I'd probably edge it to Bowen right now, just on recent form. But Saka obviously is just as good, if not better. Anyway,
it would be maybe fairly similar to what we saw at the Euros. I think not many people expected Saka to actually start as much as he did in the Euros. But obviously he's got a lot more England experience now than Bowen does. So who knows? It just depends on how he performs on the international level as well. But we've still got a long time before the World Cup and before those sort of decisions need to be made. So it could be by the time that conversation's had or when the announcement's made that it would be a travesty if Jared Bowen goes, because he's been awful ever since now. But I hope not, because he's been great so far. So I'd like to see him get sort of what he deserves really and get that England call up. But slightly going back to Ivan Toney. Did you see Mitrovic has broken his record? Ivan Toney's record?
Yes, I did, in the Championship, and in quite a lot.
14 more games to play. 14 more games to play, and he's already beaten his record. That record stood for ages, and then Ivan Toney broke it last year. Mitrovic is like, nope.
Mitrovic. The thing is, with like, what do you do if you're Fulham? Do you roll the dice again with Mitrovic in the Premier League? Because he's proven time and time again he doesn't do it.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. But then they spent quite a lot of money last time they came up, didn't they? Was it last time or the time before that they came up and they did?
The time before.
They spent like 100 mil or something, didn't they?
Like Andre Schürrle and that.
Yeah, Andre Schürrle, bloody hell.
Yeah. But they are current. I'm just looking at. Oh, we'll go through this last Premier League thing. And we'll have a little bit of Championship chat just to see it off. How we think it's going to. And Burnley, Leicester. I think Leicester will win, but going to Turf Moor. Like I've said, I've opted for Palace because we're at Sellers Park. But going to Turf Moor is just not easy for any team.
Especially on a rainy Tuesday night.
Exactly. Like you never know. What is the weather supposed to be like on Tuesday?
I don't know, but it's a Tuesday night, so the weather in Burnley on Tuesday is raining.
Well, the weather in London is the weather in where I am is raining. So if it's raining where I am, I can imagine it's definitely raining in Burnley.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair play. I think that's a tough one. I'll back Leicester just because they are the better team.
Yeah.
But I could. That's an upset spot for Leicester, 100%.
Yeah.
It will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens. But right, that's enough Premier League chat for us today. Let's have a little bit look at the Championship before we go. Obviously, the race for the playoffs and the promotional spots, to be fair, is looking pretty tasty. Fulham have got it wrapped up at the top of the league.
Yeah,
they've won the league already. And then it's basically sort of open play between like the likes of Bournemouth, who are currently second on 58. Then you got QPR in third with 56.
QPR are actually doing surprisingly well at the moment.
Mental. And then Huddersfield.
They're not in the FA Cup anymore either.
No,
they've got knocked out of the FA Cup, so they've only got to really concentrate now on the Championship.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. If they can get promoted, that'd be fantastic for them.
Yeah.
And another little London derby for us boys. But and then Huddersfield 56 in fourth, and then Blackburn 54 in fifth, and then even Sheffield United 53 in sixth, and then Middlesbrough you've got 52 in seventh, and Luton maybe just out in eighth for 51.
There's only 10 points between
for the playoffs is crazy.
There's 10 points between second and 10th at the moment, so
yeah, it's a bit nuts.
With another 14 odd games to play, so
could go anywhere.
Yeah, it could still change up quite a lot. It would be very interesting to see what happens, really.
I'd love, out of those lot that I'm currently looking at that are within the chance of getting up, Fulham you can't ignore. They have to be coming up, so that's one spot. But I would quite like to see maybe like a Blackburn and Middlesbrough.
I'd quite like to see.
I'd definitely like to see Blackburn come up.
Yeah, I think
in a minute.
For me, Blackburn are the one team out of all of those I actually really want to see back in the Prem. Because like you say, it's been quite a while.
It's been a minute.
Middlesbrough, I wouldn't mind them coming up.
It's just some old faces, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Premier League for a little while.
Yeah. God, it's been ages since Blackburn were in the Prem. Blackburn Rovers.
Back when they had Morgan Gams Pedersen.
What a name!
Yeah. That's the only one I can remember right now.
Yeah. Didn't they have Brad Friedel for a while?
They did. They also had. I can't remember what his bloody name was.
I was just looking at through some of their team here. I saw Joe Rothwell, but I just saw Jay Rodwell. I just thought it was Jack Rodwell for a second. Like, what? No. He's playing in Australia or something.
When was the last time Blackburn were in the Premier League? The 11-12 season. Okay.
Whoa.
Let's have a look.
Good 10 years.
That's crazy. Right. God. Okay, so they had Paul Robinson in goal back then.
Oh goodness.
Christopher Samba.
Ooh.
Scott Dan. Love to see it. The young Scott Dan, only 24 at the time.
Jeez.
So you got Grant Hanley. He's still playing at Norwich now.
Is he still at Norwich?
Yeah, he's starting for Norwich.
Bloody hell. I know I'm thinking of Grant Holt.
Grant Holt, yeah. Martin Olsen, the left back.
Yeah.
Salgado, Michel Salgado.
Yeah.
Stephen Nzonzi was playing for Blackburn.
Fucking hell.
Morgan Gams Pedersen. Who was I thinking of? Oh, Brett Emerton. Bloody hell.
Jeez.
David Dunn, obviously. Junior Hoylett. Yakubu. That's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
Yakubu. Jason Roberts as well was another one that I was thinking of.
Big Yakubs.
Yeah, man, like Yakubu. What a baller he was. Obviously gone to, was he at Everton prior? Or was he at Everton after?
Prior.
No, he was at Everton before. He was at Everton before. Yeah, what a player he was, man. You Kubrick. But yeah, it should be an interesting race at the end of the championship window. Obviously, we are all hoping. Reading are just sitting outside that relegation zone.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
All hoping that Reading can stay up. I would like to see Derby stay up as well, but we are all hoping that Reading stay up. If we're going to be honest.
That's it. We've can't kick Harry off the podcast because it
No,
will
of course
happen.
not.
It will happen if they get
They'll have to. I mean, it's no fault of our own. They'll have to.
Bad enough that we've got someone that supports a championship team, let alone League One.
That's it, mate. That's it. And it's bad enough we've got Liverpool fans. Well, I guess not really anymore. But yeah, no, that's it for us, isn't it? I think today.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. Looking forward to a good weekend of football. Looking forward to the game tonight.
The Arsenal
away with a win. I need a couple goals from Arsenal just for my fantasy league, and nothing from Wolves. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Ollie for being here with me again today.
No worries.
We're going to try a new setup in the coming weeks, as I think it is just going forward for the next few weeks. I think it is going to be myself and Ollie. So we're going to try and do setup, maybe just get together and actually be in the same room together doing this sort of thing rather than over Zoom.
Exactly.
We don't know how that we don't really know the logistics of that right now, but we will figure it out, and we will. You might be seeing it sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner. You never know.
At some point, maybe.
Yeah, at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
We won't put any promises out there because we don't know if we can keep it. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching it, and make sure to like, subscribe, rate, hit notification bell. You know where we are: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, Instagram, all those good sites and social medias. Follow us, and yeah, we'll see you next Thursday, I guess, or whenever. Next week. We will. Yeah, we should probably start posting on it on social media what day on the week that we are.
We should just start posting on social media anyway.
We should start posting on social media, yeah, that's a great idea. We say it every week, and maybe one week we will actually start doing it.
Who knows?
But people will be weirded out if we start doing it at this point.
Yeah. God, if you hired someone to do social media for you guys.
What's going on here? Yeah. But yeah, no, we will get on it, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye.
Peace.